All right, how's it going, everyone? My name is Amos, and today we're going to be reviewing Outpost 47. This is a game that is entered into the BGG Solitaire Print and Play Design Contest, and it is entered by a designer named Denzile Edmonds. Please forgive me if I butchered your first name. But, anyways, in essence of the game, it's this: you're basically trying to defend your space station from these alien invaders, and you do that through your defense mechanisms and defensive weapon systems. And for the game components itself, you only need 18 cards that are going to serve as both the aliens and the defense mechanisms based on which side you flip it to, and then one station health card, and then one turn reminder card. And this is basically what the digital format of the game looks like, created by the user, Frank. Essentially, you're going to take your 18 cards, shuffle them up, and then put them to the right of your station 47 right here. But in the digital format, we're going to put it right here. And basically, each one of these 18 cards have both the defense system and the alien, depending on which side is facing up. So when the card has this side up, this is the defensive system. So this one is called the laser turret. The green heart that you see on the left is the health of the defense system itself. And this hexagon that's purple that has the number 2 is how much it costs to deploy it. And I'll talk about what that means here in a little bit. And then this orange triangle with the number 1 is how much energy it costs to activate its special effect. So it says right here, when activated, you deal 2 damage to an adjacent alien invader. And to the right, that circle, the red circle with the number 2, is how much damage it does. And then when you flip this card to the other side up, then it's the alien invader. And it's a lot more simple. That green heart to the left with the number 2 is how much health the alien invader has. And on the right, that red circle with the number 1 is how much damage it does. And the gameplay itself is done in sequential turns. So the first step of the game is to reveal the top card in this deck. And so for the start of every single fresh turn, it's going to be the alien's turn first. So once we put them onto the board, you put it to the right of the station. And as you can see right under the psychic interference, you have to fulfill their when placed requirement. And it says all defensive systems cost 1 extra energy to activate this turn. So after the alien's initial card turn, now it's your turn to do the defense mechanisms and do whatever strategy you can to defeat the aliens. And then once you do whatever you want to do with your defensive systems, then the turn ends with the alien attacking its closest adjacent card to the left. And in this case, he would do 2 damage. And if I were to play no cards at all, then that 2 damage will go directly to this station right here. So right now it says full health, but if he were to attack me with the 2, it would go down 1, 2. So the station itself would now have 2 moderate damage. And then if it goes down to the 5, you lose the game. And on the other side, you win if the deck right here of 18 cards is depleted and no more aliens are left in space. So it's pretty straightforward. And now to finally talk about the energy thing. So at the beginning of every fresh turn, it's going to be the alien's turn first. He's going to be placed onto right here to the right of the station. And then is my turn, and I have a finite amount of energy to do whatever I want during my defensive system turn. So on the standard mode, you only have 5 energy to do what you need to do to destroy the aliens. However, I'm going to be playing it on the easy mode, and you get 6. So I get 6 energy per turn that's replenished at the next cycle. And then once my turn is over, the aliens get their opportunity to do a counterattack represented by the red circle number 2 right here. And then it goes to the next cycle. So there's 3 turns in each cycle. And at the beginning of each new cycle, my energy is replenished, meaning I'll have 6 energy again to do what I need to do. But anyways, let me do a playthrough and I'll talk more through it as I play the game. All right, so continuing with this alien invader. So let's go ahead and play the game for reals. So psychic interference. When placed, all defensive systems cost 1 extra energy to activate this turn. Okay, that kind of sucks, but now it's my turn. And I have 6 energy to do what I need to do. When I draw a card from the deck, it's going to cost me 1 energy. And you can have up to 6 cards deployed right here in the defensive system lineup or in the hand right here. So drawing this costs me 2 energy because it says everything is going to cost 1 extra energy. And now I have something called the missile launcher. And to deploy this card, as you can see by the purple hexagon with the number 2, it's going to cost me 3 energy to deploy it into the space lineup. And when I deploy a card, I can place it anywhere that I want in this lineup right here, and every card has to shift to the right to accommodate its position. So as a reminder, the alien can only attack whatever is adjacent to its left. And right now, it's supposed to be like right here, but obviously there's not enough space and it's designed to do it over here. So we're going to pretend the station cards are over here. Directly to its left would be my station. So if there's nothing in between, he would do 2 damage and I would be sitting right there, 2 out of 5, which is not good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to deploy this missile launcher for a total of 3 energy right here, which means this card should shift over here. And if that costs 3, and it costs 2 to draw the card in the first place, I have 1 energy left over before my turn is over. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and draw 1 more card, reveal it, and it's going to be the sniper turret. And one thing that I want to mention is, as you look at the missile launcher, do you see the orange triangle with the number 2? That's the activation cost. So it would cost me 2 energy plus 1 to do his specialty. It says, when activated, deal 3 damage to alien invaders within 2 spaces. And when it comes to the defensive weapons and the systems, you can attack left or right, which is interesting because with the aliens, they can only attack whoever is to their left. So now that I used up all of my energy, 6 out of 6 energy, now I'm going to do the final move according to, the reminder right here: draw, deploy, redeploy, attack. Now I'm going to attack. Now, when it comes to trying to kill alien invaders, your attack, and by the way, the defensive systems can stack. So if he was right here, this is a 3, and this is a 3, they can both double team against the psychic interference to do a total of 6 damage. But basically, the damage from your defensive systems to the alien invaders needs to be equal to or greater than their health. And in this case, I do 3 damage, and this psychic interference has 3 health, which means I can effectively destroy him. And he has gone from the game. He is discarded, which means now this turn is over, and now we're going to go to the next cycle. We're going to go to the top of the deck right here, put it right here and reveal it, and it's going to be on the alien side. This is going to be the cloaked fighter. And remember, when we reveal a fresh alien invader, we have to fulfill the when placed requirement. And it says this alien cannot be targeted until it attacks first. Okie dokie, now it is my turn. I have to be cognizant that I cannot destroy him. And now there's no funky dunky alien special ability where I have to spend 1 extra energy. So now I can use the full 6 without any handicap. So let's see. First thing I'm going to do is draw 1 card right here. It's going to cost me 1 energy. And this is the EMP cannon. When activated, disable 1 adjacent alien invader for 1 turn. Okay, let's go ahead and get 1 more. So now I have a total of 4 defensive systems, which means I can only have 2 more. And they can either be right here in my hand or activated and into play on the space lineup right here. This one is the disruption field. When activated, prevent 1 alien invader from attacking this turn. That's not what I want. I want this alien to attack me. That way I can get rid of him. So let's think. I have this sniper turret, which I think is amazing. It does 3 damage. It costs 2 energy to deploy. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, he does 1 damage. Oh, and by the way, for an alien to be able to destroy a defensive system, its damage needs to be equal to or greater than the health. And right now, if he were to attack me, this card would be gone. So what I'm going to do now is deploy the sniper turret in between these 2 right here because he has a health of 2, as you can see by the green heart with the number 2. So he shifts over here and he's right here. The deployment cost is 2, so I'm down to 2 energy. Oh, and I forgot. When we defeated this guy, psychic interference, do you see how there's a requirement when defeated, lose 1 energy? So instead of having 6 energy to play with right now, I only have 5. So I've already used up 4, and now I'm going to go ahead and draw 1 more card, and that will bring me to 5 out of 5 energy. Oh, let me just flip this card. You just have to click and hold and then press Z or X. All right, there we go. Now the defensive system or weapon that I got is the energy collector. When activated, regain 2 energy. A small detail that's kind of cool is there's 3 types of defense weapons that I can use against the aliens. One is the weapons card, shield card, utility card. So as you can see in my space lineup, I have 2 weapons type of defense systems in play right now. That's portrayed by this symbol right there. And the disruption field would be a shield card, and then this one would be a utility card and a utility card. So now that I used up all of my energy, now it's my turn to attack an alien invader. And in this case, I can't because he needs to attack me first. So my turn is effectively over. And now it's the alien's turn and his opportunity to do a counter attack. So the cloaked fighter with a damage of 1 is going to attack my sniper turret that has a health of 2, which means the sniper turret survives, which means he keeps all 2 of his health, meaning his attack was ineffective, and now the next turn, I can kill him. And here's one thing that I want to mention. At the end of the alien's attacking turn, and before I move on to the next cycle where I reveal the next alien invader, this card will shift to the left, meaning whatever is right here will now go over here. And let's just go ahead and say that we had like 3 alien invaders. Only one of those alien invaders can attack per cycle, and it's going to be the card that is closest to the left of the station. So if we had the cloaked fighter right here, and then another alien invader right here, and another one right here, out of those 3, which one can attack? Only the cloaked fighter, and then it goes on to the next cycle. So he's going to come over here, and now it's the end of this turn, and now we're going to start a fresh cycle. Let's go ahead and reveal the next alien invader. It's going to be the Quantum Wraith. When placed, all defense systems move 1 to the right. So let's see. And that's okay. That's not a big deal. Now it's my turn. I get to draw 1 card at the cost of 1 energy. Okay, when activated, deal 3 damage to an adjacent alien invader. Adjacent defensive systems take 1 damage. I think the plasma cannon is really good. So what I'm going to do now is deploy the plasma cannon to right here, which means these guys should shift over here. And his deployment cost is 3, signified by that purple hexagon with the number 3. So now I used up a total of 4 energy, meaning I have 2 left over to do whatever I want. And I have a total of 6 defensive systems right now. There's 3 in play with the missile launcher, plasma cannon, and the sniper turret. And then I have 3 in my hand, which means I cannot draw any more. But with that said, I can still use my remaining 2 energy to activate their special effect. So in this case, with the orange triangle with the number 2, I can activate this to deal 3 damage to an alien invader within 2 spaces, or I can choose to redeploy, meaning I can move any defensive system that I have to another place in the lineup. But I don't think I'm going to do that. So what I'm going to do is activate the special effect for my sniper turn. And it's going to cost me 2 energy, portrayed by the orange triangle number 2, which means I depleted all of my energy. So I'm going to do 3 damage to the Quantum Wraith, meaning he has 1 health remaining for me to defeat him. And now I'm going to go on to the attack phase of my turn, and he does 3 damage. With a total of 6 and the Quantum Wraith having a health of 4, he's defeated. Because the Quantum Wraith is defeated, it says an additional alien enemy enters the game. So he's going to go right here. He is discarded. He's going to shift right here. And now there's a new enemy alien invader. It's going to be the Dreadnought. And now I got to get rid of the cloaked fighter before he damages my station. So I'm going to use the missile launcher that does a damage of 3, signified by the red circle number 3, and he has a health of 2, which means he is defeated. And now we have to fulfill the when defeated requirement. All other alien invaders gain +1 health this turn. So he is defeated. He goes over here. Now the Dreadnought has a health of 5. So if I want to get rid of him right now, I cannot do that because I already used the sniper turret to do his damaging effect to that Quantum Wraith, and I used his activation special ability. And now it's the alien's opportunity to do a counter attack. And he does a damage of 3, and he attacks the guy closest to his left, which is unfortunately my sniper turret. He has a health of 2, which means he is gone. And now this turn is effectively over. And at the end of each alien attacking turn, they go to the left, and the card that's there takes their spot to the right. So Dreadnought is over here, and shift everyone over here. So now it's the end of the aliens counterattacking turn and the end of this cycle. And we're going to reveal the next alien invader, and it's going to be the Warp Raider. And it says, when placed, swap positions with closest defensive system. So the plasma cannon would take a spot, and now I have 2 alien invaders right next to each other. And now it is my turn. I have 6 energy to use to defeat these annoying alien invaders. So I have a total of 5 defensive system cards, which means I can draw one more right here. And by the way, you can't just discard a defensive system if you don't like it. The only way that I can reduce my 6 defensive weapon cards down to 5 or even 4 is for the alien invaders to destroy them and remove them from the game itself. So let's see what I should do right here. I have 5 energy remaining to do what I need to do. With the missile launcher, if I activate a special ability that costs 2 energy, he would deal 3 damage to alien invaders within 2 spaces. And he has a 4 health. So if I do a 3 here and then use a 3, that's 6 is greater than 4, he would die. And then for this one, I don't think I would need to do anything crazy because he could just do a 3. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the activation special ability of my missile launcher. That's going to cost me 2 energy and brings me down to 3 energy to play with. And he's going to deal 3 damage to the Dreadnought, meaning now he has 1 health remaining. And then at my attacking turn with his 3, I'll be able to effectively kill him. And then, cool. So with 3 energy remaining, I should probably deploy one of these cards that I have right here. I think what I'm going to do is play the energy collector right here. So everything would have to shift to the right to accommodate the energy collector, which would cost me 2 energy. And I can regain 2 energy if I want. So I have 1 energy remaining, but I don't have to use it all up. So now let's go ahead and do my attacking. So remember, the Dreadnought only has 1 health remaining because I used his special ability. So with a damage of 3 to his 1 health remaining, he is destroyed. So when defeated, the player loses 1 turn. Okay, so let me backtrack. Maybe I don't want to kill him yet. First, let me use the plasma cannon's damage of 3 to attack the Warp Raider to destroy him first, because the 3 is equal to or greater than his health of 3. So when defeated, move 1 alien invader 2 spaces closer to the space station. So he's gone, and the Dreadnought would move over here. And I'm going to go ahead and use my last remaining energy to activate his specialty to regain 2 energy, which allows me to use his specialty to deal 3 damage to an alien invader within 2 spaces. And if my memory serves me right, he only had 1 health remaining, which means with his activation of doing 3, he has gone from the game. So I would lose 1 turn, but in this case, there's no more alien invaders to take advantage of that opportunity. So now we're moving on to the next cycle. Let's go ahead and reveal this alien. It's going to be the Gravity Distorter. When placed, move 1 defensive system of your choice to an adjacent position. So I'm going to go ahead and put the plasma cannon over here. And yeah, that fulfills that requirement. And now it is my turn. I can't draw any more cards because I have 6 defensive cards already. So now what should I do? I think it's going to be pretty simple. I'm just going to go ahead and use the missile launcher to defeat the Gravity Distorter because 3 damage is greater than his 2 health. So that's basically what I'm going to do and call it an end to my turn. So with that, he is eliminated and gone from the game, and we have to fulfill his requirement of when defeated. Shuffle 1 random alien invader from the discard pile back into the deck. Now, because I'm playing the digital format, it's hard for me to just pick a random alien invader. So I guess I'm just going to close my eyes right now, and then whatever it's on top of is the one that's going to be picked. Okay, so it's going to be This one, the Cloaked Fighter. He is going to go back into this deck right here. And then if I hover my mouse here, shuffle, stack, shuffled. Okay, cool. Alrighty, friends. So now we have 6 more cards to go through before we win the game or lose the game. And I think right now things are looking good. And I just want to remind myself to humble my ego that I'm playing this on the easy mode with 6 energy. All right, so it's the alien's turn first. And let's see, it's going to be the Stealth Drone. When placed, cannot be targeted by defenses this turn. Do what you gotta do, Stealth Drone. I'm still gonna destroy you eventually. I think because I have 6 energy to play with, I might as well deploy the rest of my defensive cards right here. Yeah, so I'm going to deploy the EMP cannon right here to the right of the Stealth Drone. And I'm gonna go ahead and deploy the Disruption Field. This one costs 2, this one costs 2, which adds up to 4 energy, which means I'm down to 2 energy to play with. Actually, I take that back. I am going to reverse what I just did and put the Disruption Field over here, which means I have 4 energy to play with. Because the EMP cannon's activation costs 3 energy. And I want to do that, right? So I'm going to activate and use his special ability to disable him, meaning effectively his specialty is disabled, which means now I can target him. So I have 1 energy left over, but let's see. I guess I don't even have to use that single energy point because now I'm going to go ahead and attack. And I'm going to use the Plasma Cannon to attack the Stealth Drone, who has a health of 2 and his damage is 3. So he is destroyed and removed from the game. Now let's see. When defeated, draw 1 additional alien invader from the deck and place it immediately. So let's see, put him over here, and now an alien invader gets placed immediately. So hold this, press Z to flip them. It is going to be the Psychic Probe. When placed, the player discards 1 card from their hand. Good. I wanted to do that because I want another card. Let's see. Prevent 1 alien invader from attacking this turn. Stun 1 adjacent event. I feel like this one is better than this one because it's pretty much the same thing, but he only costs 1 energy to activate and he costs 2. So I'm going to get rid of this card. So now I have 5 defensive cards, meaning I can now draw another one at the cost of 1 energy during my turn in the next cycle. Now it is the alien's turn to do a counter attack, and he does a damage of 1. And the closest card to his left is the EMP Cannon, who has a health of 2 by the green heart with the number 2, which means he cannot defeat him, which means he just stays as is, and he will keep 2 health going into the next cycle. Okay, so now that the alien's counterattack failed, he is going to shift to the left, and whatever was right here, it takes his spot. So let's go ahead and do that. And it is now a fresh cycle. Let's go ahead and reveal the next alien invader. It's going to be the Swarm Unit. Draw the next alien invader card and place it immediately. Well, that's not good. So let's see. We'll put him right here. And all right, it's going to be the Phantom Stalker. When placed, this alien cannot be attacked until it deals damage. Alrighty, so that ends the when placed alien phase, and now it is my opportunity with 6 energy to destroy. How many we got here? We have the Psychic Probe, the Swarm Unit, and the Phantom Stalker. So there's 3 alien cards, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go ahead and draw 1 card, and it is going to be the Nanobot Hive, and that cost me 1 energy to draw it. So now I have 5 energy to play with. Deal 1 damage to all adjacent alien invaders. So right now, it kind of looks like it's full, but I don't recall from the rules saying that there can't be more than 7 cards in play in the space lineup. So I'm going to go ahead and redeploy my missile launcher at the cost of 2 energy portrayed by the purple hexagon over here in between these 2 cards, meaning everything, let me just shift everything down and put them right here. So now I have 3 energy to play with. So my thinking is this. I'm going to activate his special ability with the cost of 2 energy to effectively get rid of this one. And then when I'm able to just use my basic damage and use the 3 right here, I'm going to use that to get rid of him, the Phantom Stalker, which means I have the Psychic Probe to deal with. And I'm just going to go ahead and use the plasma cannon's damage to get rid of him. So let's go ahead and do all of that, what I just said. So I'm going to use 2 energy from my remaining 3, which gives me just 1 remaining energy left over to do 3 damage to the swarm unit, which would effectively get rid of him. It says draw 1 card from the defensive system stack. I'm assuming that's a typo. When defeated, draw 1 card from the defensive system stack. I feel like it's probably discard 1 card from the defensive system stack. I wonder if he means the ones that are in play right here into the space lineup or even within my hand. Well, at this point, I feel like I'm going to win because there's only 1 card remaining. So let's just go ahead and discard him, and I'll just get rid of this one to make it a little bit challenging to see who this ultimate Alien Invader boss is going to do. And now I'm going to use his basic damage 3 to get rid of the Phantom Stalker. If this is not the last alien, shuffle this card. Oh, okay. Basically, I don't want to attack him first. I'm going to use the Plasma Cannon right here to deal 3 damage, which is greater than the 2 health of the Psychic Probe to get rid of him. And his requirement for when defeated, move the furthest alien invader 1 space closer to the space station. Well, that doesn't really help him because I'm going to use the missile launcher's 3 damage, his basic attack, which is greater than his 1 health, and he is eliminated. So now I have to fulfill the when defeated requirement. If this is not the last alien, shuffle this card back into the deck instead of discarding. No, he is the last alien, so I don't have to listen to you, buddy, you Phantom Stalker. So now the alien's turn is over, and I think this is the last card, which means if I defeat this alien invader, I win the game. But remember, I have to remind my ego that I play this on easy mode because this was my first time playing the game, and as I'm learning the mechanics and the strategy, I didn't want to play it on the standard mode of 5. First, I wanted to get a feel for the game, and that's why I gave myself a leg up. And I wanted to win, because winning feels awesome. So let's go ahead and reveal the last alien invader. It's going to be the Cloaked Fighter. When placed, this alien cannot be targeted until it attacks. So let's see. Now it is my turn, and I don't have the ability to draw another card because there's none left, which meets the requirement to win the game. But before we can say that we are victorious, we do need to get rid of this last alien invader. And the cool thing is, my Station 47, which is the space station that we are defending the alien invaders from, is still at full health. So it's a pretty cool feeling. But remember, Amos, you're playing on easy mode. So the strategy that I'm going to go with is I'm going to redeploy the plasma cannon and move him over here because when he eventually does attack, he does a damage of 1 and he has a health of 2, which means it won't do anything. Whereas if I just left the missile launcher in place over here, the Cloaked Fighter with the damage of 1 is equal to or greater than his health of 1, which would have killed my missile launcher. So that ends my turn, and now it's an opportunity for the Space Invaders to do their counter attack. And he's obviously going to do a damage of 1 over here, which is less than his health of 2, which means the Cloaked Fighter cannot defeat the Plasma Cannon, and he remains. And now it is the end of his counter-attacking turn, and he gets to shift over here to the left, and he goes and takes his spot. And now it is a fresh cycle, which means I have to reveal another alien card and put it over here, but there's none left. So now it is my turn right away, and since he already attacked my plasma cannon and failed, now it's my turn to just kill this guy. So I'm just going to use the missile launcher with the basic damage of 3 to eliminate the Cloaked Fighter. So he is destroyed, and it says, when defeated, all other alien invaders gain +1 health this turn, but there is none. So we have just won the game, my friends and family. Woohoo! First time playing, and we won! So now that I finished playing Outpost 47 for the first time, what are my thoughts and opinions on the game? Well, I think this is a really fantastic game that has a lot of potential. And I say potential because it's a work in progress. I think Exile will make modifications as we get closer to October 15th, which is the last day for the designers to make any changes that they want to their game. And I really like the game mechanics itself and how portable the game can be. When a game can be this fun without needing any equipment or dice, just 20 cards, of which 18 are alien invaders or defensive systems, I think it's an awesome system, and I'm pretty excited to see if the defensive side of the cards will get a glow up before the game takes its final form. Because when I take a look at the cards, like for instance, right here, the Cloaked Fighter, I would say like 80% of the card is allocated for the alien invaders. But if I were to flip it to the defensive side, you get this tiny strip that says drone swarm at the top, and that's it for the defensive side of the card. And I feel like there's an opportunity and potential for the card to look good for the defensive side as well. My only suggestion for the game itself is just like how there's a slide reminder for the station's health and sequence of events, maybe add a mechanism that shows the player how much variable energy is remaining. Because for someone with a small brain like me, it would be nice to have a visual representation of how much energy I have left so I can focus my limited brain cells on calculating my strategy and next moves. So for instance, if this said something like, I don't know, 6 energy, 5 energy, 4 energy, 3 energy, that way I can just kind of turn my brain into just focusing on the strategy of the game itself. But jokes aside, shout out to Frank for making a digital format for Outpost 47. And I'll leave a link to this, what you see on your screen right now, in the video's description. And I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't played many Solitaire games yet, but Outpost 47 being a rough draft is going to be up there for me. Dare I say, even a challenger to my most favorite game so far, which is Galdor's Grip. And I didn't think I was going to have this much of a good time trying out and playing all the different games in the Solitaire Print and Play contest. So I'm pretty excited to try the next one out. And you can call me ambitious, but it would be cool if I did make a video for all 60 plus games that are entered into the contest right now. And as an individual that has no game entered into the contest, and as someone who's just enjoying these products and the games itself, it just blows my mind on how creative and witty these board game designers are, which makes this hobby so much fun. Most of the people that are on BGG, they have a full-time job and they're just designing these games for fun on the side. And the fact that I get to see the brainchild product of someone from around the world who works as an engineer making something like this, it boggles my mind. It's fascinating how people are able to create a story, a plot, game mechanisms, make designs, and cards in the context of a solitaire game contest. It's just simply amazing. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, playthrough, and my small mini review at the end. And I'm still new to this, so please forgive me if I'm not good at it yet. And with that said, I'll talk to you next time. Stay safe, everyone. Bye-bye.